Hi there. It's been far too long. I'm sorry about that. But now I'm back. Things are going to be slightly different and hopefully a lot more enjoyable. So let's see how this works. Let's just do this.
I'm back.
Hello, this is UKPI. How can I help you? So, as I said, the channel is going to be slightly different. I think there's an awful lot of content out there to do with private investigators. Not so many in the UK. Quite a lot to do with USA, and that's a completely different kettle of fish. I think it's slightly easier in the USA. They don't really have as many data protection laws and things, but we'll get into that later on in the video. Um, so what I intend to do with this channel is to kind of jazz it up a bit, make it slightly more fun, hopefully, a little bit more graphics, a little bit more content. I'll have a few um, videos coming up about unboxings, reviews of equipment. I've got one in the pipeline for disguises, and I'm gonna just try to make it a little bit more fun. When I'm not working, I'll be doing this. So hopefully you'll follow me and support me. So subscribe and hit like, share it about. Uh, Make sure that that notification bell is bashed so that you keep up to date. Right. So on with the first video, if you like, of the new channel. This one I'm going to do about questions that had been asked, really. Um, and the main question I always get asked is, how do you become a private investigator? Especially, how do you become a private investigator in the UK? Because I have to be blatantly honest with you, it's not really an easy job to get into. Um, there's an awful lot of closed doors out there. But in saying that, it's doable. You can do it. Training. Where do you go for your training? Online, pretty much. Um, some places do have courses that you can actually attend, maybe a 3 day course, seminar, whatever it is. But most of it is online. The top two, I think, maybe the Institute of Private Investigators or the ABI, the Association of British Investigators. They're the top two sort of accredited, if you can call them accredited, because in the UK we don't have a law or even a British standard. So there is an awful lot of online courses out there that how do I put this? They can be a bit scammy. They'll ask you for a lot of money, and there won't be a lot of content there. And at the end of it, you'll get a certificate that ain't worth the paper it's written on. So how do you get standardized? Well, look for the best courses, not the cheapest courses. As I said, the two that I would recommend are either the Abbey course, which can be found on their website, or the Institute of Private Investigators, the IPI, which can also be found on their website. They come in at around 275 to 300 plus pounds. So it's not cheap by any stretch of the imagination. The main thing that you need for private investigation is to practice your skills. Whether that be surveillance skills, or whether that be computing skills, or camera work, or learning about certain bugs and debugging devices. All of these things will come into your private investigation work if you're an all-rounder. What I would suggest is you become expert and knowledgeable in one, and primarily just do that one. You can spread your wings slightly, but if you can't do it, don't bluff it. If a client asks you to do something and you really can't do it, don't bluff it. Just say to them, that's not my area of expertise. I do not do that. So, starting business. There are a lot of private investigation companies out there. They may take you on board. They may even train you up. So phone around, ask around. If they don't take anyone on, ask them to retain your name and your number for anything that's coming up in the future. And just ask them advice. The bigger companies out there, the more established companies out there, will primarily deal with other large companies, and they will do company frauds, things like that, debugging, and sickness fraud. So if you're going off on your own, which is possibly the easiest, and well, not the easiest, it's by far not an easy thing to do, but if you are going off on your own to start up your own business as a solo private eye, then I suggest you just stick to the likes of surveillance for matrimonial matters, cheating cases, neighbours from hell type thing, parents that are worried about their teenagers. Stick to the more public type thing rather than trying to go into the commercial private investigation, because as I say, the bigger companies have pretty much got that sewn up. If you can get any jobs that way, then it will be, you'd be doing better than I've ever done. So but don't spread your wings too wide. Now obviously there are some legal things that you will have to take into account when you're starting up your own business. And that's when I've got this sort of new fella that's going to help me out.
Order. All rise.
As a private investigator, you deal with sensitive information. So by law in the UK, you must register with the Information Commissioner's Office, the ICO, to become a data protection officer. The fee is £35 annually. If you're going to run a limited company, you also have to register it with Companies House. This can be done through a third-party company online or through the gov.uk website. And don't forget to register with the taxman. When doing online searches, remember that the US have different laws that allow for detailed background checks. And even if some websites claim to have the information you need, by UK law, these details cannot be found, so stick to UK sites. Last but not least, when on surveillance, if you are uncertain of a particular law, look it up online. There are lots of laws covering drone usage, bugging, and access. For example, you can only use a tracking device with the owner of the vehicle's knowledge, and you cannot gain access to a building under false pretense. So once you've done all that, what happens? Well, it's down to advertising. You can advertise on your own website, which I do suggest you do. You advertise through Yelp, their online Yellow Pages for your area. You can also advertise on Facebook. One of my colleagues actually got quite a few jobs through advertising on Gumtree. It was free to advertise on Gumtree. You've just got to use the wording quite well so that they don't pick up on the fact that you're a company advertising their wares. Something along the lines of for sale, private investigation, surveillance. I don't know. But this colleague of mine, she picked up and is doing very, very well with the advertising that she had done on Gumtree. Bloody bin men. I'm just going to wait a minute until these bin men bloody well go away. What kind of background does a private investigator have? Background can be anything, as long as you're good at what you do. But the majority would be from a security type background where investigating skills come into play. Police, military, security. But all of these are completely different to what a private investigator does. So even though you come from a police background, you would still need to hone those surveillance skills and get some camera skills in. Depending on what you want to primarily do in your private investigation, you would also need quite a bit of computer knowledge as well. It's not difficult, but it can be nerve-wracking. you can be waiting a long time for that one photograph. It's dogged determination that you need to not give up. Anyway, I hope you found this video informative and a bit of fun. And I will be releasing hopefully one a week. If I can't manage one a week, it will be certainly one a fortnight. And there'll be fun ones with all the information you need in there, but it's not going to be just a boring person sitting in front of a blackboard telling you to do this and do that and do the other, and now you're a private investigator, because life ain't like that, and we all come to YouTube just to have a little bit of fun. So thank you for watching. Remember and press that notification bell so that you don't miss any others, and tell your friends to subscribe. I think when I reach, I don't know what I'm at just now, but when I reach 500 subs, I'm going to do a little bit of a giveaway. So if you guys help me reach there, you might be in a chance to get yourself maybe a tracking device or something that I would or will have reviewed on this channel before the 500 subs come, if I can get that far, hopefully. Anyway, I thank you guys very much, and you guys take care. Till the next time, take care.